Hello and welcome. Good morning if you're watching this in the morning. It's Sunday, November 28th. This is Broke to Stoke, and my name is Jasper. Today, I want to talk a little bit about something that I've been thinking about more recently, which is just sort of a mentality thing. Yesterday, I wanted to sit down and film a video talking about these things that I've been thinking about. And I did sit down and talk about it. I did film it. I don't think I will ever post that video because it was very emotional. And I think it was a good cathartic kind of process for sure to do what I did yesterday and sort of just openly sort of talk to the camera about what I really have on my mind, even though I'm probably not going to post that video. I've thought about it. I wanted to, edit the video and post it, and I kind of thought about it and was just like, it's not that I want to hide my emotional side or my, whatever, my entire process of, going through things mentally. But I did want to, I guess, just, I guess I wanted to just get it out and talk about it and have that experience at least of, talking and saying what I felt. And today I want to talk about this idea a little bit more in detail. It's the idea of being a dreamer. It's the idea of if you want to be successful, a lot of the times we chalk it up to someone being a dreamer of some sort of standard. And I think that that's a really negative way for people to try and put success in some sort of gatekeeping light, almost as if it's an illusion. You're not going to be successful because most people are not successful. And so the idea of being successful or the idea of wanting to be successful is some sort of a dream or illusion. And I think that's an extremely terrible way that people are kept from being able to sort of try, at least. If you have something in your mind that you want, we've been told since we were children that you just have to work for it. And the issue with that is most of modern society is also sort of just told to work a regular job, and just kind of do that and get, work your way up through the ranks if you haven't gone to school, which also, people saying that you should go to school and pick up $200,000 in debt rather than being able to take out a loan and start a business or, take financial literacy classes in high school and things like that. Those are things that really gatekeep success from the modern average person. And it's something that personally I just I don't believe in that anymore. I don't believe in the idea that, these things should be gatekept. I've never really believed that it should be gatekept by any sort of person, whether or not they're successful. I don't think that it's healthy to have the mentality of you're not good enough, you'll never make it, you have to work extremely hard, and most people won't work hard enough. And even if you do work hard, you have to be lucky and things like that. And I just don't believe in that mentality anymore. Of course, you do have to put in work. Of course, you do have to put in a lot of time. And you do, to some standard, have to be a little bit lucky if you're going to become extremely successful. But I think to achieve success at like a base level, you don't need to be all of these things. You don't have to be lucky. You don't have to, burn yourself out. You don't have to have a lot of the things that sort of make it seem like it's a gatekeeping society that's on the other side of being successful. Like, oh, you're only going to be let in with these set of, standards or characteristics or traits or whatever. And then even then, you still have to be lucky. I really think that it's crazy that this is also something that's just kind of common, because I know that, even if not many people watch this video, I know that many people in the world, I won't say many people who watch this video because who knows how many people watch this video, but many people in the world are told that they're not good enough by mostly their bosses or someone who's above them, some sort of higher whatever rank or whatever, which, like, if we're all created equal, what does that person have to say about your ability to achieve success? So it's, and I'm not, trying to quote the Bible or anything like that. I just think that humans are all equal beings, and we all have equal opportunity to hopefully, do good or bad. And of course, that's not the actual reality. We don't have equal opportunity. There are people who are born higher up with more access to resources and available whatever. But I guess what I'm saying is everyone has the equal chance to do good or bad in the world, I think. And I mean, I guess I should probably not say such a blanket statement, but I do think that for the most part, we all have the internal choice to do good or bad. And there are people who are probably born into lives that, they have a lot of bad people around them, and they see that it's bad, and they go and try and do good things because they've seen the bad things. And then there's also people who are around bad people and do bad things. And there's people who are around good people who do good things. And there's people who are around good people who do bad things. It goes every way. But what I am trying to get at in this video, I want to try and keep it short, but it's already at 8 minutes of me just kind of blabbering, and I haven't really gotten anywhere. My thoughts yesterday were that I have, for a long time, really wanted to help other people. And the biggest dilemma for me right now is I currently struggle helping myself on some basic levels. Like I'm an adult apparently, and I have to take care of myself, of course, and I have to pay for all of my own bills and things like that. But there's something that I guess I'm just struggling right now in my life with, like, my path. I'm finding myself thinking, is this really the right way? Can I do this much longer? And if I can't, what is my next step? Because I always need to have a next step before I can really make some sort of rash decision. And I don't know, how, I think it's important to show up and do your job. I'm not above, just any job that, meets my basic needs at least. But the jobs that I've worked more recently, I have struggled with as far as keeping my morale up and keeping my mind on just like showing up and working. because there have been many places where I've become traumatized from the way that I've been treated. And that goes back to being told, simply like, you're not good enough, you're never going to make it, these are your problems, you're the issue, and really just being blamed for so many things that are not even really my problem if I'm just the employee who's doing their job and, showing up, and the only thing I'm showing up for is to do my job. I'm not there for any sort of popularity contest or picking or being a favorite of anyone's or picking any favorites for myself or anything like that. I show up to my job and I just try and do my work. But I've come to a crossroads where I continue to show up to new jobs and I continue to have experiences that are less than pleasant. And I feel like at this point, I am dreaming of being successful because there is nothing else that I want at this point. I don't want to work for anyone who can't at least just value me as their employee and give me the common courtesy and respect that I think every human should be given, at least at the base level. And then, I want to be able to work for myself and have my value that I know I have and hold be celebrated by the people who know my value and celebrate that value. I want to be able to provide for clients, whether it's photography or video or whatever it might be, even just maybe some sort of idea on like design or business consulting, things like that. I'd love to be able to just help other people grow and support their business while also having my business be supported, and it would be a beautiful kind of symbiotic thing, and that's sort of my goal. Is I want to be able to share and create with others, and one of my biggest dreams is to be able to share, whenever I become successful to a point where I have enough for myself and I have, steady income and I have, maybe a working car and I don't have to worry about rent every month because I have enough money saved aside and things like that. I really look forward to that day because as soon as that day comes, my goal, not my dream, my goal is to help other people, help other, individuals and businesses who might be struggling the way that I struggle now. Like right now, I wish that there was an organization that could help me in starting my business and, really could just like, market myself to them and say, hey, can I get a loan or can I get some, business tools and tips or resources, or do you have advisors and things like that? And I want to be able to cater to majorly, like the minority communities. I am mixed race myself. I'm half black and half white. My mom is a black woman and she raised me on her own pretty much. She was, left by my dad. I don't really want to get too much into it, but I was raised without a lot of the things that the average American household is supposed to have and whatever. And I moved around a lot and whatever. And I think where this really comes from, this want for me to be able to help other people, really comes from the fact that my mom is an artist and I saw her and her talent sort of go to the wayside because she had to just do regular jobs to like raise me. And, that was kind of heartbreaking to me. And I think she probably is a little bit I won't speak for her, but I think that she feels, um, you know, like she could have had a very different life, possibly, and provided a very different life for me if she had been able to focus more on her art. And I think it's important for people to be able to do the things that they want to do and create value from where their heart really finds value, where they really find passion. And I guess what I'm trying to say is the whole idea of being a dreamer really upsets me, because at this point in my life, I guess I do feel like I am almost desperate for success, which sounds pathetic. And I hate the fact that I feel desperate for success or some sort of freedom from the regular 9 to 5 life. But that's just the fact of the situation where I am. I don't want to be doing this anymore because it's extremely unfulfilling and it's almost degrading to me, because there's points where I've been diminished by either the people that I work with or the people who, literally write my check. And it's hard to continue to show up to a place where you're just like not even valued. They're just like, yeah, go ahead, leave. We'll replace you tomorrow, And it's like, yeah, you will. And that's the disturbing part. You don't care about your employees. You don't care about the well-being of anyone. You don't want to actually build a team. If a teammate was threatening to leave your team, you shouldn't just say, yeah, go ahead, we don't need you, because they might be your defense or they might be your goalie. And I'm not even like a sports guy, but like that's something that I really think about. It's like if someone was just threatening to leave the team, maybe the team should figure out how to like work together so that it's not a thing that someone wants to leave. In this video ended up way longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's totally fine because at least I'm not crying, right? It's just something that I guess you know, have to talk about, because the reality is um, being stuck in the 9 to 5 and being told, oh yeah, just keep working, keep saving money, you'll eventually be able to retire. That's like very, very not true. That's like the big dream. That's the illusion that they really sell you, is like, and they being just like anyone, like your employer, your teachers, your whatever, anyone really. Just the only people that I really think who are really there for you are the people who encourage you to break away from that sort of negative lifestyle and negative environment and create something healthy for yourself, and try and find a way to share your value and be celebrated by other people. And that's really overall like the main goal. Is I want to have some sort of organization where I can share whatever there is as far as resources, and help minorities of all different types, like all people of color, people who live in poverty, which I mean isn't really even a minority. A lot of people live in poverty, but I would love to help the queer and trans community and all of I would love to just help people, especially people who have been worked against for a long time, and I just think it's important to focus on trying to help each other. I think that's really what this all is coming from for me, is like I want to help other people, and I hope that I can, and I know that there's a lot of people out there who want to do the same, and might not even have resources either, just like I don't. And, you know, I think it would be insane if there was just like some sort of fund that was just like for anyone who feels totally hopeless and they're told that they're a dreamer and that their goals are just like far fetched and unrealistic and they'll never make it and they're worthless and all of these things, and they feel like they're at their wits' end, and they're on their last dollar, they can't pay their car insurance and are behind on rent and things like that. That is something I would love to be able to help, like, alleviate and get rid of. I want to help other people, and I know I can't do it right now, but I guess if you made it this far, just know that there are people who want to do good out there, and if you are like me and you are struggling and you are trying to figure out what the heck is going on in the world and what you're supposed to be doing with your life, don't worry. I feel the same, and you're not a dreamer. Everything you have in your mind is realistic, and I hope that you can keep your goals in the front of your mind, and spend all of the time that you have, all of the free time that you have, as long as you're not burning yourself out. I hope that you can sit down, make a plan, and really go at it. And I hope that success comes knocking at your door the very next day. I really do. I don't want anyone to lose. I want everyone to win. I think that's the mentality that I've really adopted over the last 2 years, is like anyone that I see that's trying to do good in the world, I really have nothing against them. I want them to win in every way. I want them to be able to take care of themselves and people around them. I want them to build communities, and it's a never ending race. And that's something that Nipsey Hussle, listening to him and reading about him and his legacy, that's something that's really been taught to me through just looking into what he's done for his community and things. And I know he's been gone for a while, but I don't think that his legacy is ever going to die. I think that it's important for communities to come together and continue to try and work together to build up the people within their community. And I think that that's the thing that I really feel has been missing, is I see a lot of people who are trying to do things on their own, and they don't have many resources, and the people around them might have resources that could help, and you don't see people sharing those resources as much as you might hope. And that's something that really bothers me. It's crazy to see it, and I don't know what to even think about it. And it scares me, because it's like, that just shows what human greed really is. It's so nasty. Like, people, and that's also where the whole "you're not good enough, you'll never make it, keep working for me for minimum wage, 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, like you're stuck in here," like that's how they keep it down. That's how they hold people hostage in one little level of income, and you'll never break out of it unless you really just start believing in yourself and find people who actually celebrate your value. But the issue is like, you need to find people who can actually help you and support you, because you can't take that leap and just stop working, because it's slow. You can't just quit your job one day and be making $500 a week or $1,000 a week or whatever your base income is that you need to live off of. Like, I could probably live off of $200 a week right now because my expenses are so low. But I do want to be saving, and I do want to be able to buy a couple extra things this winter, like a ski pass, and be able to go skiing and things like that. And so in order to do that, I'm going to have to ramp up my money. I'm going to have to make more money. And right now, I'm having trouble with, getting a regular schedule over like 25 hours, which is, a really difficult situation for me. And that's where it's like I start dreaming. I do feel like I am dreaming. It's like this big illusion of like, oh, I'll get there one day. I'll get there one day. Don't worry. Like, just keep working, show up, clock in. And that's the issue is like I show up, I clock in, I do my work, I don't do anything else. I keep my head down. I don't say anything negative to anyone. And like I get negative energy a lot in different places that I've worked, and I'm like burnt out from that. I'm tired of that. I can't keep doing that. It's like ruining my soul. And that's where, like that's where I start dreaming, because I know I'm not better than anyone else who, works a 9 to 5 and is going through sort of mentally the same thing of like feeling like, man, I got to get out of this. Man, I got to like, get out of this job and, just do something else. I got to find something, whatever. Like those thoughts become so unhealthy, because when you mix that with being told that you're not worth it and you're not good enough and you're never going to be successful, those are the parts where it's like, all right, what do I do then? Because they might be right. I might not be worth it. I might not be able to do any of this. Especially if like, you start out and maybe you only make a couple $1,000 in a year, or like, maybe you just break even on everything that you bought, which is like my situation. I think that's like, a little disheartening, because there's people out there who, you see start up a business and they've got, some sort of fallback sort of support. Someone helped them, or they had, maybe enough money saved up. Good for them. I'm not mad at them, but, like if you're trying to start something from scratch and you have like nothing really extra to afford the slippage of your business making money or not making money, there's nothing there for you. There's no net. You're going to be, spending money on buying new things to try and make your business better. And you're going to be spending money on advertising, trying to, do all sorts of stuff. You're going to be spending a lot of time reaching out to clients and making sure that they're still interested. And that's where you're going to really struggle, because, like the biggest struggle is getting through that first hurdle so that everything moves smoothly, you know. Like, and you'll overwork yourself at those points when you're doing everything, and that's when it's like you'll really question yourself, because you won't be making much money off of what you're doing, and you're going to be spending a lot more time than you would have been at like a regular job, and you'll be making less money. If you're even lucky, you'll be making money. You might be just spending money on your business. And that's what I think is really the most difficult part when you're trying to really do something on your own, is like, there's not really a organization out there or something that you can just go up to and say, hey, like, I don't really have anything to give right now, but I'm looking for maybe like a business advisor, or like a lifestyle coach or a life coach or whatever. Or maybe, something even just as simple as like, hey, I need therapy, or hey, I need to get signed up for healthcare or EBT, or, food stamps, if you guys don't go by EBT wherever you are. But, and there's like a lot of services that I think, people need to be able to get. Like I could definitely apply for food stamps, but I really just haven't done it, and I probably should. And, that's, I'll just say it because I don't care about people knowing like my financial position, because that's sort of the point of this whole channel. It's broke to stoke, this is who I am. That's what broke to stoke is, the idea of, being totally broke and needing to, build everything from the bottom up and really focusing on what that journey and what that path looks like. This video is, super long. I'm probably sure that it's going to actually hurt the algorithm with my channel, because it's so long and people are probably only going to watch 3 or 4 minutes before I even actually start talking about the important stuff. So if you did watch this far, I guess I just have to say I really appreciate you, because I know for a fact that not many people will watch this far. 30 minutes is a long time. So if you gave me that time, I appreciate you. And I hope that you know that, whatever it is that you're trying to do, because I feel like the only people that are going to listen this far in are people who are trying to do something. Whatever you're trying to do, keep working at it and don't overwork yourself. Take those healthy breaks that you need to do and try and find a balance at some point between your regular work and what you want to do, and see how much you can maybe do a little bit more of what you want to do and see if it pays off. See if you can add just like 5 extra hours by doing like 1 extra hour every day minus the weekend. And so just add 1 hour of work to whatever you want to be doing each day for 5 days, and do that for a couple weeks and see if that benefits your business. See if, that 1 extra hour each day paid off more than, doing an extra hour of work at the regular job. If that's something that's starting to happen, you might be able to start scaling more into your business. Of course, this isn't real financial or business advice. This is just like a hypothetical sort of what's in my brain, what I would think if I was trying to, spend more time advertising and marketing, which is something that I'm going to have to be trying to do because I want to make some extra money. So I guess that's that. This is a super long video. It's ridiculous. Nobody's going to listen to this whole thing, so might as well just stop talking. So that's that. If you made it this far, I honestly have no words. I love you, and I hope that whatever I said helps, and I hope that you know that there are people who support you, and maybe it's not in the front of their mind, but it's in there, and they do care, and they do want to see you succeed. And you might not even know them yet. There are people out there who are just that open and giving for their energy. They just want anyone to succeed, and I'm one of those people. I want anyone who's trying to do good to succeed, and I understand that some people might be trying to do good, and in reality it's not actually good, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I guess that's that. I have work in a little bit, and so I'm gonna edit this video and go to work, I guess. Cool. See ya.